I am having fun in the studio today with the twins of Franklin. They are Becky and Laura, and you guys really aren't twins, are you?
We're not
twins.
nor sisters, just pals.
Okay. When was the first time people called you twins? Probably.
I think it was actually in college.
Yeah.
And that's where
when
you met, right?
That's where we met.
College.
Yeah. And singing in different ensembles. And I think people would come up to us and be like, you have to be sisters. You have to be twins.
Yeah.
And we were like, no. And I think we also had like similar framed glasses at that time too.
Well, and we were roommates on like tours when we would go on choir tours. And so people were like, oh, you guys must be. Yeah, we had the the rectangle glasses.
Altos? Both of you altos?
Both
No.
sopranos.
Oh,
Soprano
sopranos.
two.
S2.
Yeah, second soprano.
Second
Got
soprano.
it.
What up?
Yeah, all right. So you were roommates then on tour with the choir. When did you start becoming a band? When did that happen?
So we had supported each other's solo projects for a long time. And I think Laura was always like, but we should really just be a band. And then we just recently looked back and we created our Facebook page in 2017. But we had sent out an email for a gig, I think in like 2014. So the name had been around for 10 years. But we started really embracing it around 2016, 17, and then we released our first album in 2020.
This is your second album. You told me just before the interview that
Yes.
your first one came out just before or just as the pandemic was starting.
It came out in February, and we
Yeah.
had a huge release party, and
then boom.
like moments later,
Yeah.
bam, COVID hit.
So this second record, this is the first I had heard of you. I didn't know about you until now.
Yeah.
And this one is called This Life, which is, by the way, a perfect title for the songs.
Nailed it.
In this because, it's all about life events, about having kids, about relationships, everything like that. Was that written during the pandemic then, during this 3 or 4 year hiatus that we all
Yeah.
took?
Yeah.
I think it was basically all the songs were written between July 2020 and I think like spring of 2022 is what we kind of
I think we
figured
clocked
out.
that.
And then finally we're like, okay, we got to be in the studio. And we started in spring of 23 recording.
Right.
Yeah, you guys are both moms too.
We
are.
are both moms.
And how old are your kids?
I have a 2-year-old.
And my kids are going to be 2 and 4 in early June.
Okay.
So we're coming up on a double birthday
Oh
blowout.
my goodness. And the album is called This Life. And which occurs to me that this is a huge part of what your life is now because now that you're moms,
Right.
musician moms, band moms.
Band
My God.
moms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a new thing.
Yeah, it's a fun and like very complicated sometimes, but also very rewarding thing to have this amazing music life outside of motherhood, because I think it can be really easy to get very lost in the identity of motherhood and parenthood, and having this outlet just like as like getting out of the house and like having alone time, but also like being able to write and process through experiences of motherhood and parenthood is like really like a whole new level of reward.
I wondered about that, especially being moms, about writing songs and now having that whole new chapter to write about being a mother. What's that like? You know?
We like to say that like there's 3 songs on the album that were really inspired by motherhood, and they came out so easily. Like they were just so easy to write. Like we had these experiences or these ideas, and then it just flowed right out.
Just puked them out, really.
Really nice way to put it. Yep. Word vomited.
Yeah. I'm talking to the twins of Franklin in the studio today. Their new album is called This Life, and the album release show is happening on the last day of May, May 31st
That's
at
right.
Icehouse.
Friday.
That should be fun.
It's going to be so fun.
It's like the highlight of my life right now. That's all I think about, really.
I was just telling someone yesterday, I was like, it feels a little similar to when I was planning my wedding. Like, okay, don't forget all these things, but also like the excitement of it all and all of the like little things we have planned. And and everybody being like, I have this new friend coming, and I think like we just got our tickets, and it's so fun.
So what's the next chapter after you wrote an album about this life? Being grandparents, maybe?
Hopefully we'll release some music before then. I think we'll continue on with, I think one of the things that we love of feedback from people about our songwriting is that it's a little bit self-helpy without being preachy, I think.
I agree.
And so the first album, there's a lot of kind of self-help, self-love songs. Even in this album, there's a lot of self-help, self-love, motherhood songs, and I think that will just continue. I'm already have all these ideas that I want to flesh out with the band, and I'm just so excited to continue. I think we have good momentum, and just maybe it will take 4 years before the next album, but I feel like maybe less, which is exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I think like having COVID was really like obviously this huge, sometimes terrible, sometimes magical, because you were at home just hanging out with your fam thing, but it also created this like all this time to write, but not a lot of time to like take those songs and go play them out or
workshop them with the band,
or see anyone or do anything. So I think it'll be really nice to kind of have just take the momentum that we've been feeling and gaining and just keep going. We like, I said, I'm like, oh yeah, we haven't played any of these new ideas because we've been so focused on this life. And we do talk about someday putting out a kids album because we think that would be really, really fun for
that would be great.
Our kids and our friends' kids. And like,
you have to do that.
We have like, no joke, 100 ideas for. Yeah. Like we have started writing out song titles. And
many ideas.
Do you guys write songs together or do you? Or
we mostly write songs apart and then take it to the other person and the band to make it the best song it can be.
Yeah. But we mostly kind of flesh out the idea, flesh out the lyrics, and then say, okay, guys, help make this perfect. And that was like really rewarding in this last album of doing a lot more of that, because our first album, I think it was like, okay, here's a finished song, but being able
wasn't workshopped with the band because it wasn't, we didn't record it, we recorded it very differently.
Right.
So it was more with the producers that we were working on.
Yeah. It's a lovely record, This Life,
Thank you.
by the Twins of Franklin. It's coming out May 31st. I mean, it actually came out the 17th of this month.
That's right.
May 31st is the party at Icehouse. Be there or be square.
Yeah, correct. That's right.
BT or BS.
yeah. There you go. You nailed it.
Thank you very much.
TTYN.
Thanks for coming in, you guys, and congratulations on the album.
Thank you so much for having us, Mike.
The Current is public media made possible thanks to member support.